The Dakota Access Pipeline cuts across much of the land Doug Hilly counts on to provide grazing and water for his hundreds of head of cattle. And he's pretty much fed up with the delays in the project caused by protests.
It does nothing but cost us money and make life miserable for us.
There are no protesters on his land, but he says the work shutdowns caused by the protests have cost him plenty. How much?
I've gone past $20,000 so quick it's making my head spin.
That's in things like having to move calves and cattle closer to home earlier than usual.
We couldn't get harvested.
Being unable to move equipment in to finish chopping corn to provide feed, making arrangements to get water to cattle, and as he demonstrated here, overgrazing of some land because cattle are trapped in one area.
And it'll hurt us through most of next year.
Add to that strangers snapping photos of him and his family and people shaking fists at him as they drive by, and he says it's gotten uncomfortable to live his life, but don't think he's only angered by the protesters.
I, by no stretch of the imagination, support Dakota Access Pipeline as a company. They treated the landowners and the tenants up here like crap, and I rank those people no higher than the protesters themselves. On the flip side, the actual people building the pipeline are second to nothing that I've ever worked with.
And so he's hoping what he sees here, a resumption of work on some of his land, will continue all along the pipeline route to allow him to return to normal ranching next year. Meanwhile, he's philosophical about living through the turmoil.
The hills down here are still a great place to come and reflect and put your head back on straight. It's a piece of the world that, for me anyway, makes life worth living.
Not a bad view to make that happen. In Morton County, Jim Olson, KX News.